What up? It's your boy T on Reaction, Days Wrestling With It. So I wanted to check out this video out from WrestleMania called the Jey Uso Problem in WWE. So I had to look it up, see if there's a description about it. So it said, "Yeet no yeet. This has never happened before in WWE. A wrestler who is cheered at live events but hated online." WrestleMania, I had to break to you, but it's true. It happens. It happens. It's internet fans between internet fans and live fans is a little different story as well too. I'm surrounded by online fans as well too, and there's folks who are heavily cheered at show live events and pay per views and all that. That are heavily disliked online as well too. Jay's not the only one. The other one is our current W champion Cody Rhodes. I know talking about especially the Drew fans as well too, because they have one Drew lady fan as well too who have talked so much shit about Cody, everything. They downplay anything. They say he's boring all as well too. It's not just him. It's so many others that they just downplay like crazy. All cause it's downplaying him like crazy. All cause I don't know. They don't fit the narrative. They don't fit the narrative of them or what. It's just nerve wracking as well too. And Jay right now is the top one right now, who's so heavily loved by the crowd, what the heat and everything. But when it comes to the online, they can't stand him. They don't think he's main event caliber. It's a lot as well too. So let's check out this video from WrestleMania about the Jey Uso Problem. Let's get it. Here at first, we're really further. I love the whole face front of Jey Uso as well too. I know there's a chance they might get him to turn heel. There's been rumors that he might go heel or anything because of everything's going on. Who knows? If it is, then it's what it is. I gotta stop rooting for him. But at the same time, I'm loving what they got going with Jay. I love it. It was going to. I'm not one of them or hated online. The online's hate on that as well. Because here's the thing. I'm not going. Only thing the only people I hate is the heels. I don't fully hate them. Just do what's supposed to be a wrestling fan. Cheer their faces, boo the heels. But the hates come from the fans trying to push it on others to like the heels or trying to make you feel like something wrong with you for not liking the heels. Try to villain, even to the point of trying to villainize you, call you heel for not rooting for heel. Trust me, I dealt with that plenty of time from so many groups, including the groups I'm in right now. The groups I'm not even part of no more. Don't want to do anymore. Like that Jobber Tears group. I mean, fuck that dude Keith, and then many others in that group as well too who did that towards me, and even sometimes in some of these chats I'm in, it's like two folks are like that. It's like I feel like wrestling out of all wrestling fandom is like the only one that supposed to give you a hard time for not liking the villains for sure, y'all. But anyway, let's get it.
Now, how did Jey Uso go from one of the most popular wrestlers in WWE to one of the most controversial names that competes in the main event scene? Well, the reasons are complex, and it's not as simple as Jey being overpushed or overexposed. It's an amalgamation of factors that has turned Jey from hero to villain in the eyes of the internet wrestling community. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at where did it all go wrong, the Jey Uso problem.
And it's not like he's a villain to the hated. It's just people just don't like good guys. It's sad, which is sad. And people like villains more than good guys. Like I had somebody even come to me saying that they relate to they will rather see the guy as a bad guy than the good guy, because they feel like if this person's good, they have some ulterior motive or anything. So they rather see the worst eye you and be surprised and see the good eye and you can be disappointed. It's ridiculous how folks think. Even somebody said that as a kid. He said that he felt that faces are fake and heels are real. Like whatever.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Main event Jey Uso. Now in 2020, WWE needed an established name to feud with Roman Reigns. Reigns had just started his epic heel run, and the name WWE decided to go with was Jey Uso. This was a huge risk, as Jey wasn't known for being a single star, and WWE's reasoning was mainly due to the family ties between both men. Jey would be the babyface in the feud, and to say that he over-delivered in the story would be an understatement. Jey had a number of PLE encounters with his cousin, and each of these were outstanding.
They were.
Jey didn't just bring it in the ring, his storytelling was magnificent, and in a space of 2 months, Jey went from a tag team wrestler to one of the most grounded, likable, and driven characters in the entire company. Jey's work was so strong during this point in time that there were calls from fans to see him win a world title, and these calls were completely justified. But weirdly, WWE wouldn't continue Jey on the singles babyface path, as he would quickly rejoin Reigns, and he would mainly begin to wrestle in tag team matches alongside his brother Jimmy once more. This was a confusing call, but with the work of the bloodline that followed, this was another opportunity for Jey to flesh out his character. The work of Jey within the bloodline itself received critical acclaim, as Jey was an amazing character who was humorous, yet he had the depth and substance, and it was easy to see why he was a primary character on television during this beloved era. Singles career resurgence. It was in 2023 when WWE decided to once again revisit Jey as a single star. He would pick up a huge win in a tag team match at Money in the Bank 2023, and he was the first man to pin Roman Reigns in a number of years. This opened the door for Jey to challenge Reigns for the WWE World title in the main event of SummerSlam. Sadly, this main event match failed to live up to expectations. The tribal rules stipulation was a confusing mess, and it was almost as if Reigns and Jey had lost all their chemistry from 3 years prior. The finish also saw Jimmy turn on his brother, which was one of the more backwards calls of the Triple H era.
Thank you. Thank you. For those that owe me, say thank you for saying that. Like, why? And I feel like it was too soon, but whatever.
Nobody was pushing for the Usos to break up, and Jimmy turning on Jey and siding with Reigns made zero sense whatsoever. WWE would continue with Jey as a solo act, but this would take a momentary pause so Jey could team up with Cody Rhodes. The short-lived team was incredibly successful.
It was.
As he had fantastic matches.
It was beloved too. And then that press conference is still the goldest one of all time. They was low lit and they feel me. Do you feel him, sir? I loved it.
Real-life friendship and bond came to the forefront.
It did.
WWE would then revisit the feud between Jey and Jimmy, but in a weird move, they kept them separate for so long that by the time the feud was revisited, nobody cared. WWE put minimal effort into the build of their WrestleMania 40 match, and the match itself was labeled as one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time.
It sucked that it was like that. I feel like, this just like, I get they wanted to have him feud, which was cool. It just didn't turn out because they didn't prove that anymore in tag team. But he kept proving more he was a single person. But let's keep going.
It was flat, boring, and the two wrestled like they didn't want to even be there. The two would spam super kicks for 10 minutes, and the crowd didn't know what to make of the match, as it would have been out of place on a Raw or SmackDown, never mind the biggest show of the calendar year. Both men were critical of the match in the months that followed, and it was even stated that time was cut from the match, which could have factored into why it was so poorly put together. Frankly, the match should have never happened. The fans didn't want to see it, and the quality of the match did significant damage to both men, with fans questioning if both talents have what it took to be successful singles acts in the company. Jey would eventually win singles gold as he became the Intercontinental Champion. This was great to see. The crowd were firmly behind him. The yeet catchphrase was so universally over that the camera would often shake due to how much the crowd wanted to take part in the chant. And Jey became one of the most captivating and interactive pro wrestlers WWE had under their roof. This led then to the yeet era. But this is also where the problem...
So, he did fucked up by not saying number one, number two. He said number one, he said number two. Anybody said it in the comments. They didn't do it. Yup. They didn't put it in anybody. They probably did, but yup. Let's keep going.
Problems truly began at the start of 2025 for Jey Uso. He would win the 2025 Royal Rumble match. Jey wasn't a popular suggestion for the winner of this match, especially because fans had seen him challenge for the world title just 1 week prior, and his matchup with Gunther was insanely disappointing. It was said that the initial plans for the Rumble were to see CM Punk win, and this is exactly what fans wanted, but WWE ultimately decided to go with main event Jey. The backlash to the win was substantial, with the YouTube dislikes
and we're going to get to another video talking about stuff like that as well too.
Speaking volumes, and the crowd were questioning what on earth.
And my question is, since I thought they got rid of, how is folks able to see the dislike now? I thought they got rid of that though. Let me see. Hold on. I'm wondering now how the yeah, like I said, how do you see dislike on YouTube? It's been taken away, and I mean, as well too. By using browser instance and return. Oh, they got like extension and stuff like that. Used to remove the public dislike in 2020 to use extension dollar from. Oh yeah, I use extinction to use that. It's still that's. I mean, it's like why care? But I guess people do love. They want to see their dislike. It's like negative Nancy's. They got to go that extent to see the dislike. So for my opinion.
WWE were thinking Jey was insanely well liked by the audience, but they didn't truly want to see him wrestle for the world title at WrestleMania, especially against a man he had zero chemistry with. The build to Jey versus Gunther at WrestleMania was uninspiring at best, as WWE would have basically have Gunther act as the voice of the internet by claiming that Jey can't hang with the main eventers.
And that's been a lot with Hills too, being the voice of the internet as well too. They did Gunther, that whole Kevin Owens versus Kevin Owens versus Cody view. KO was pretty much the voice of the internet, the people who dislike. He really speaking for the people who the haters. I mean, Gunther the same thing, speaking for the haters. Recently, Drew McIntyre is the same, speaking for the haters as well too. Though that's why they worship him and all that as well too. Like I see that I was giving props for Jeremy doing that, having that he'll speak for the haters, speak for the online haters as well too. Though it's like he's trumping the fans as well too. That's why I was thinking the same thing with Drew. He's trumping the fans as well too. They're trumping, and I feel like they're trumping the fans with this situation with folks speculating Cody is the one that attacked Jacob. But I feel it's gonna be Randy Orton though. I could be wrong. They might fuck around, make Cody be it, and be the whole do the Homelander Hill Cody, whatever. Because you know that one is saying that Billy Bush, you know the guy who's against Homelander, gonna be is she paired him with Drew, and she's gonna see thinking that Drew's gonna be the one that supposed that Cody's the one to do it. I mean, if that happens, you ain't gonna tell her nothing. Man, her and these Cody haters, nothing at all. Anyway, let's keep going.
It was even rumored that Gunther was unhappy with working with Jey again. This was the point in time where Jey was picked apart for his in-ring work, with fans questioning if he had what it took to be a main event attraction and deliver classic.
And even they implicated in the storyline too about him if he's ready and stuff like that.
Matches on a monthly basis. Fans were also quick to call out Jey for botching basic spots, and this became so prevalent that WWE worked this into a storyline.
Yup, it did.
Which goes to show just how aware WWE became of the online criticism
Yep.
and resentment towards him.
See, people be saying that they don't know, that they don't listen to fans. They see what's going on. They see what's going on. They see it. They see it. Ain't Ross is right. They see what's going on.
Mania 41 arrived, and the match itself was nothing special. As expected, Jey won, but he won with a sleeper hold of all things, which was rather random as this wasn't even Jey's finisher, and Gunther being choked out wasn't the best look for the ring general. There was immediate concern that Jey wasn't going to be able to have good matches as champion, and they even decided to give him a brief reign of 51 days before he unceremoniously dropped the title back to Gunther on Raw.
Yep.
In the months since Jey dropping the title, he's been greatly overexposed by WWE, as he hasn't left the main event scene in any capacity. WWE's attempted to flesh out his character by showing inner turmoil, but this has confused those that support Jey, and it hasn't really impacted his reactions on television. When Seth Rollins went down with an injury, WWE would then have a battle royal to determine who would face CM Punk at Saturday night's main event, and the winner of this battle royal would be Jey Uso. Fans were urging WWE to go with LA Knight, but they once again went with Jey. And the backlash to this was even worse than the Rumble win, and the YouTube upload of the match was one of the most disliked videos WWE have ever uploaded. The backlash was the talk of the wrestling world, and it was clear that the internet fans were sick of Jey, wanted to change the scenery in the main event picture. Weirdly, these reactions once again weren't felt in the arenas.
Thank God.
The crowd still loved him.
Yeah,
However,
exactly.
It was argued by some of Jey's biggest critics online that the Yeet chant was over, and Jey himself wasn't over. Whether this is true is up for debate, but it's extremely rare to see the internet reaction to a wrestler fail to translate to the weekly crowds. The match versus CM Punk was a TV match at best, and one notable spot in the match saw Jey botch a neckbreaker. This upset Punk so much that he kicked Jey right in the face. Jey received a ton of criticism.
Oh yeah, that's why somebody put that post about somebody kicking Vader in the face because of Bosch. They said it was Jey the Punk, Punk to Jey.
For the quality of the match, and specific criticism was directed at the botch itself. Coming out of Saturday night's main event, WWE fans were urging WWE to give Jey's main event push a rest and reunite the Usos on a full-time basis.
That's what they need to
So
do.
what exactly is next for Jey Uso? Based on Raw, it appears that the main event push of Jey is continuing for the time being. Jey is set to be part of Team Punk at Survivor Series War
Mm-hmm.
Games, and Jey's inner turmoil is likely going to be the main story for the match. Will Jey turn heel and side with the Vision? We
Yeah.
can certainly expect more melodrama between Jey, Jimmy, and Reigns during the TV episodes leading up to Survivor Series. While some fans believe that WWE need to move on from the Bloodline story arcs, it's appreciated that they're attempting to reignite some of the fire within Jey's character. That's unlikely to lead to a heel turn, as it ultimately makes
Unfortunately,
no sense.
it don't.
Does Jey need a character?
Thank you. I love when somebody say heel turn don't make sense because sometimes it's not always the answer. That's like find something else. That's not always the damn answer. Turning heels, like like is it's like I don't get it. Like for real, like that why that gotta be the answer all the time. I mean, it's like I get it. It worked for Rock or anything, or for the Hill fans, it worked for Rock, or it worked for Roman at the moment as well too. But it's not always the damn answer though. For real, it's not always the answer. I mean, there's been time where keeping the heel go wrong, right? So let's look at that as well too. Half the reason that it's not always the answer because folks not want to boo one, but folks don't want to boo them. Folks not gonna want to boo the wrestlers. Prime example, Stone Cold Steve Austin and everything. The many that's failed attempt of turning the Street Profits heels. That's another thing. So yeah. Other than that though, let's keep going. Like it's not always the answer.
Reset? Well, sort of. The character work is there, but a heel turn isn't needed.
Exactly.
He is so over with the audience, and he sells so much merchandise that it would make zero sense to turn him heel. What Jey needs is a break. Not a break from television or WWE, a break from the main event scene.
Exactly. It's
Jey has
putting
been in
make him
countless world title
make him a
matches.
tag team with Jay again. I mean with Jimmy again as well too. There's been some people folks say they established Mark was with that tag team don't need them more. No, they may establish it, but it's nothing hurt to make them tag team again as well too.
And fans are sick of the sight of him in those matches. A reunion with Jimmy is a smart move, especially
Exactly.
with the Raw Tag Division truly struggling with top tag teams.
Exactly.
The Usos reuniting in the division would instantly elevate the division, and then feuding with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee sounds like a fantastic program for
I
television.
don't want them to be heels, but if it must, then I guess.
And they could always revisit the Jey main event push down the line, but him taking a step back from the main event picture will diminish his popularity. If anything, it'll make him even more popular. Those fans that are tired of his antics on television will get to see him in the tag division for an extended period, and then when the time comes that Jey is competing for the world title again, it may feel fresh and unique. Now let's face it, it's common for fans to get tired of the same wrestlers in the main event scene over and over again. With Jey, it's been a combination of bad booking combined with poor matches that has doomed his main event run. It goes without saying that Jey is still an incredible talent, and WWE is lucky to have such a popular name on their roster. However, if they continue with his current presentation, it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise to see those fans who cheer for him begin to resent him, and this should be something that WWE should look to avoid at all costs. What do you guys think?
Let's see. They definitely the best, like I say, do I say is return to the tag team. I mean, I don't want them to be heel tag team, but they must go away, I guess. But anyway, I would love to see the Usos back as tag team, man. That's the best way. You don't need to turn heel. I mean, even they can feud with Dragon Lee and them, and not turn heel. Not every match gotta be face versus heel. I mean, you can have some face versus face moments as well too, though. I mean, you can have that. Who knows? I mean, if we got some heel versus heel stuff going on, we can have face versus face. Like, let's just get it. We did. I mean, hey, we had face versus face for the WWE title, so the heavyweight title. Like, so there's that. So yeah, other than that though, do that. No need for a heel turn. Other than that, same for Cody. No need for a heel turn too soon for him either. Other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.